Okay, so not having laser is basically catastrophic. Hey, GDQ! Zyke here! Anyway. Hey there, GDQ, Zyke here, and this is Ninja 5.0 for the GBA, and also the Switch Unlimited, limited re-release. Very, very expensive game. Very cool little game. I learned this for Speedrun This is pretty cool. And I'll be doing the normal route, and we'll be starting this in 3, 2, 1, go. So we play as the titular ninja cop, Joe Petruglio, Joe Tsugi, Ninja 5.0 Tsugi, and his job is to rescue the hostages from their terrorisms. And while we do have a life meter, this will basically be a no-hit run for the most part because we don't want to lose our level 3 power-up, which is a super laser that we will use to deliver great justice against all these terrorists. Now, the main objective for each level is to get all the hostages and all the keys. In this case, we only need the red key. We'll be getting more keys as they go on. Okay, we'll be getting our first power-up here, which is handy, but not really what we're looking for. You want to be careful not to let the enemies hit you because they are very tenacious. They will throw knives at you. They will chase after you. They will do all sorts of things to make your life miserable and, you know, make that no-hit run not a reality. Luckily, I'm a ninja, and Joe's a ninja, and he can cut bullets. Okay, take this guy out, get that key. Slide on out of here. Hostage is below us. We will try to be cool. And we succeed! I'm the best. Okay, go here, get out. Okay, we now have a full ninjutsu meter. That will be a screen clear, which we'll be exploiting very soon. When the meter's not full, Joe has access to an invulnerability spell, which is incredibly useful, and the main use of the ninjutsu power we'll be seeing throughout this run. Let me just go in here first, activate it, save about 5 minutes of crawling through corridors. Going to swing up here. Joe's main method of ambulation, as it were, is a grappling hook, which is extremely complex in its movements. Like, for how complex Kid Chameleon's movement is on the ground is how complex. Okay, we're gonna just put it into that. So luckily, levels are roughly a couple minutes at best in this game, so resetting isn't too much of a run killer nor an estimate killer, but it's good to try and, like, you know. The main thing is you want to make sure that your ninja magic is level 3, just to make dealing with enemies and hostage situations more manageable. Okay, we're not going to worry about the dead hostage, because as long as the hostage is liberated in some way, we'll get credit towards clearing the thing. Although we don't want to get too trigger happy with dead hostages, because Joe will lose about half his life on normal difficulty, and if he loses too much health when he's too low, he will die of cringe, and that level will be over. But luckily, most of the time, as long as the hostage taker is not aware of your presence, you can kill them without worrying about the hostage taking damage. However, once they are alerted, they will have the hostage will have the quote "don't shoot" above them, which makes them more vulnerable until the hostage taker goes to fire again. Luckily, we have. Well, avoid a hit. Make sure we're at level 3 before the boss coming up on this next stage. Okay, first boss is the big Kabuki man with his energy Naginata. We're gonna invulnerability. Little sloppy, but not too bad. Now, the nice thing about the level 3 ninja power is that it goes through a lot of iframes and stuff that you normally have to worry about with the lower level powers. So that's what makes it so important to not lose it. But either way, we're on stage 2 in the harbor. This game has a pretty consistent difficulty curve. Like, basically by the end of each area, it'll be bearing a new set of teeth. Like, level 1-3, like, basically shows, like, these levels are going to be long and involved, and very easy to screw up if you're not paying attention. Whereas 2, I'd say 2 is probably the worst of the bunch, just because of the thruster hazards, like these flame pillars. They're just like they're placed in the least fun spots, and it's very taxing, as we'll see in 2-3. Like, there's a room that was the bane of my blind existence, and we'll see real quick that I have a roughly 7-hour personal best from when I first played this game to when I ran it at the Speedrumizer Marathon. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Okay, beat that cycle. Luckily, Joe's jump is just enough to get across these platforms. And back to where we need to go. Slide to the left, slide to the right, hands on our knees, everybody clap your hands. Rescue the hostage. And we're on our way out of here. Beautiful. Also, every 50,000 points roughly, we get a full health restore. It's not a reliable method of healing, but it is there if we need to, like, you know, route things out in a pinch. Shoot a guy in the distance. Enemies become active extremely. They basically run on Sonic Game Gear enemy screen position. Like, as soon as they're even thinking about being present in the level, they will be active, which can make people like the gunmen especially dangerous. Because okay, let's wait for these guys to reset. Help. That way they both trigger at the same time. The boomerang fellow is a little dangerous. Get that. Okay, those frogs have random movement, so it's not always the most reliable. Okay, not always the most reliable placement. You gotta make sure that you're not you gotta make sure that you're attacking to at least mitigate the chance of getting attacked by them. You know, better safe than sorry. Okay, this room. Oh, not this room. The next room. Let that laser guy. Whoa! Very eager McBeaver laser guy. Watch out for the flame pillar. Okay. Okay, we're not gonna worry about the power up level because we basically it's basically served its purpose until the next level, which we're up. If you use the slash attack, the right bumper or whatever, it will pull your grapple hook up instantly, which is handy for. See, I'm not going to worry about it. Which is handy for if you want to do a especially crazy acrobatic move with your grapple hook. Okay, here's where the game bares its teeth for the second time in stage 2-3. Okay, get up here. Gonna get the key down here. Slash. That little climb up, get a full power up. That little wall hop basically is the bread and butter. Is the bread and butter of Joe's movement to get through some crazy stuff. Okay, here is the Bane of My Existence room. Yeah, you don't want to know how long it took me to get that one down. Okay, gonna wait here. Okay, and rip, and up. Okay, there is a backup, which we will be getting momentarily. Use the camera here just to save on some weirdly precise movement. Wait for that. Get that key. Squeeze out of here. Now in the other difficulties, the placement of I don't know if the hostages, but the keys will change different. So like learning each. Whoa! See what I mean about the grapple hook being crazy? Yeah, the keys will change different locations in each thing. So it's interesting that each difficulty has its own little set of rules to learn about. Okay, use that very tiny bit of invulnerability to get past the Robo Samurai. Get that backup power up. We're good to go for boss 2. Okay. Also, if we fire the grapple hook as we're about to land from a long jump, Joe will cancel his crouching animation, which saves us like roughly a quarter or a half a second of landing and waiting for that. So that is handy movement tech. Okay. Oh, you are donezo, buddy. Woo, woo, woo. First try, baby, every time. Okay, that's it for stage 3, and now we're on to the airport, which, while I did say this was a mostly linear difficulty curve, I feel like the airport like eases up on the difficulty in favor of being a more interesting design levels than the frickin' harbor, but you want to be careful with how you do things. Okay, we're gonna do the right before the third pillar. Get these hostages. Yeah, there's a bit of like baked-in sequence breaking in this game, where there's a bit of baked-in sequence breaking in like that first part that I did. Damn. Ah, dies of cringe. Yeah, we had to see it at least once, right, guys? Yeah, I'm trying to be fancy, but you know. Anyway, there's a little bit of baked-in sequence breaking if you're good with the grapple hook, where if you do this and that, like normally you have to like go to the other end of the level or all sorts of shenanigans to get this far, but yeah. Also, not every attack will do the same amount of damage. Like a bullet won't do as much, will do more than contact damage. And there will be times where we'll want to take... Okay. Fine, didn't want to be cool anyway. There will be times when we want to take one kind of damage over another, and to damage boost more effectively. We don't have to worry about these guys. Now, every now and then you might see me do a double spin slash in the air. That gives me a little bit more distance on a little more air time, which is handy for like getting through enemies, like without worrying about like having to jump again. Okay, we want to make sure we have a lot of invulnerability. Pop it here, so we can tank the spikes and slide up here. Get the key and get out. Okay. Get this guy on the way out to power ourselves up, and 3-1's done. Perfect timing on the full heal. Okay, 1, 2. Slide. Get level 3. Enter this door. We're going to be doing a lot of back and forth on this elevator shaft. First, we're going to go left. Get the first key. Shoot the ninja. Go down. Luckily, we'll be doing a rare trick here. A rare mercy in this, where we just have to mash. We don't have to worry, no setup with that hostage. We just got to make sure we're mashing, and we can, you know, get him out the gate without having to worry about any fancy setup. Okay, these guys will be a little cheeky. Third guy has the grip. Luckily, I know some backups. The third guy has the key. Back in the elevator shaft. Getting a little hairy, but I know we have 2 power-ups, and we don't really need a... Yeah, what the hell not. Get the key from that guy. Yeah, smooth like butter. Get over this guy. Alright. See? We don't need no stinking power-ups. And this time, we're going further up the elevator shaft. Get this guy. Get backup number 1. Backup number 2. And we're good to go. We're just gonna get the heck out of here. Yeah, now when I first played this game, I thought this spot here was a bonus secret area, but no, it's required. Scan here, avoid the flamethrower. Not. Smooth like butter. See, that's one of the things like, I could reset, but I don't want to. Don't forget, there's a cutscene here. Take this nice and easy. That was not nice and easy. You know, it'd be nice if, like, you actually died to my powerful ninja magic. It's fine, it's fine, fine. Oh yeah, sure, now, okay. Whatever. Now this level, we're going to be doing a lot of back and forth. Get this key. Get another key to go back. Dang it. It's never the big mistakes you gotta worry about. It's the ones that you don't have, the ones that you don't think you gotta worry about. But like I said, quick resets. Yeah, you have some animation cancels when you land to fire your ninja magic faster. It is handy, but at the same time, it. Well, I'm not gonna say it's hard to do. It's just that, you know, it's one of those things that you can learn, but it's like, yeah, whatever. That's where you want to be real quick with your grapple hook. Gonna get the backup power here. Okay, we got the yellow key. Let's go back here for the last time and get that elusive. Ah, Joe, open your door. The elusive yellow door. Yeah, you want to make sure you commit to these. See there, I fire a little faster. All right. Holding down left and sliding is basically the name of the game for the the latter half of this run. It's kind of wild. Okay, all the hostages are done. All the keys are got. Our meter is full. No tenacious ninjas. And we're on to the third boss, my personal favorite boss, because it utilizes the hostage situation mechanic as well as the toughness of the boss. And we're gonna have a moment of silence here for the some amazing animation. Boom! Awesome. So we don't want to hit the captain or whatever. Okay. Unfortunately, he is not quite dead. Trying to be safe here because he does hurt. Got him. It's a little tricky. The pilot is not very durable, so if he dies, we die. That's like just a full-on mega cringe damage. And that would normally be the end of the easy route. But now we have the normal and above, where we're going to the spooky cave. Which introduces a slew of nasty little enemies, like bats who luckily only show up once per room. But you know, okay. Here is the major skip of the run. We have to grapple. Grapple, swing. Nice. And that skips basically 3 to 4 minutes of stuff, and repeated failures on that is still faster than doing it normally. So we got that done. Go here. And die, naturally. Those boomerangs hurt. Probably should have turned on my invulnerability. But, again, luckily, resets are forgiving. Okay, I enter this level a wiser ninja. You don't want to lower yourself too low, otherwise you'll... Nice! Okay, we're back. We're so back. How did I get hit by that? Ah, whatever. Roll with the punches. Don't gotta worry about no hits until the next level. Ho ho! Oh, the next level. Remember to rescue the hostage. On a practice run, I accidentally didn't rescue the hostage, one of the hostages, and it got bad. Yep. See ya. Oh yeah, that's a snake I just killed. That's a new enemy. That's not really too bad, but they'll show up when it's least convenient. And just ignore that guy. 4-1 done. 4-2 has another sequence break. Isn't quite as huge, but it's still a sequence break. We'll allow it in this house. So they have a full meter. I'm just gonna do this. Save ourselves a headache. Get that hostage on the way back up. This skips another significant chunk of level. Thank you very much, Joe. I'm glad you showed how much these spikes are a pain in the ass. Luckily, game overs and stuff and resets are really forgiving in this. Like, you won't lose points, you won't like lose things. The only thing it's basically asking if you want to keep like your power-ups or whatever without like losing them. So like, very handy. It's like, if you want to like make sure you went into a level with full health or whatnot. Okay, not here. You don't want to get hit by that laser, but you don't want to be in the way when his laser goes off because it hurts. You know, Joe, I'm begging you to let the AB just function, please. That's frustrating. It's not a finicky input, but it's one of those games where it's always finicky, like at the least possible time, or the least opportune time it'll decide to be finicky. You know what I'm saying, guys. We've all been there. Okay, off to a much better start. Perfectly acrobatic. I love it. I want to take these guys out. We're gonna go here to get a full meter to make the next section easier. Just take these guys out. You do ungrapple and you activate the ninja power, so you want to be careful there. I'm gonna get this for the hell of it. Didn't need it anyway. Full safety. Did I forget a hostage? All right, no, we're not done. We're not done. Right, sorry. Let me go back here. Not necessary to kill that guy, but you know. Easy every time. We basically avoid like half the level of that, which is cool. And now 4-3. It's not too bad. The problems mostly come when we get our first power-up, and then it's basically a marathon to not get hit. Also, we're gonna try and conserve meter and not stop gaining it down and left until a certain point to make the final room more manageable. Okay, get these two hostages. Get the power-up. And now the no-hit challenge begins. take these guys out. Rival ninjas will be a huge problem in this level. But we don't have to worry about them too much. Okay, slide, 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 slide. Unload on this dude. We are maxed out. Okay. There's some ninjas here, but we don't go to the right to not trigger them. Get the hostage. Okay. Perfect. Well, that would have been perfect if we, did it right. Oh well. Backup strats. So yeah, if I hadn't fumbled around like a stupid head, we would have had full power for this boss to cheese it, and I would have said getting that full ninjutsu power up is a bad idea because it interrupts how to do this easier strat. But alas, normally we do this, but you know. Can't have nice things, 'cause I'm a dingus. So, he's gonna be jumping around all willy-nilly. But we got him. Easy every time, what can I say? Yeah, a little bit of a hiccup, but it went about as well as it could given the circumstances. But speaking of not circumstances and stuff, 5-1. This was basically the combined playtime of my entire initial run just figuring this level out. This is where damage boosting is paramount, because those lasers will do 50% of your health, and yeah. You don't want to get hit by those lasers. You don't want to be in the lane when those lasers go off, that's for sure. So yeah. No more hostages, no more keys, just straight fundamentals. Just straight ninja fundamentals. Yeah, we're beating cycles to the best of our abilities, but we don't want to get too eager, because if you get, again, if you don't want to get hit, you do not want to get hit by a laser and sink the run. Perfect. Gonna drop, open fire. Get past this guy. Kind of donk that. Get this guy, key, and out of here. First try, guys. But yeah, that's basically the hardest part of the run, just because, god dang. We want to get some meter. Okay, just go down here, use the invulnerability. Gotta take out 3 waves of ninjas, but we only have to take out 5 of the 6 ninjas because one of them, of the final wave, has the key, and we could ignore the 6. Ha! Denied. Easy peasy. Now we're on to the final boss, but not the final level. It's a rematch with the Berserk Shinobi. This time he's got a few new tricks, and no hostages this time. Yeah, we want to try and get him to turn around, because that'll make him, Turning around gives us a few extra frames to, a few extra, hits on his butt. And we want to take those. We also gotta watch out, the flames will do a respectable amount of damage. Okay, we can probably safely use our screen clear now. Nice. All right, that's the final boss taken care of, and Joe is, I'm guessing, checking his pulse to make sure he's not coming back for the sequel. Okay, now the base infiltrate will now explode, and we have 90 seconds to get the hurl out of here, to put all our ninja skills to the test. I'm gonna go right here because it's a little easier, not too much easier, but I'm more familiar with the patterns here. Take advantage of the grace period that lasers have when they're about to dispel. I want to be careful here, because one rung move will spell a reset. Okay, we're in the home stretch now. We're in the clear. Alright, time! So yeah, Ninja 5-0, that's 37 minutes. That's a very respectable run, I gotta say. I was worried. I am so glad that the practice run, because gosh dang, this game is rough, in case you couldn't tell from the little resets I had. But marathon safety put up pretty good. Well, like I said, resets are pretty quick, so it won't kill an estimate having to reset a whole thing. Granted, like I said, 4-3 was a little rough, but luckily I think the backup strat is better than trying and failing constantly to do attempts. But yeah, that's Ninja 5-0. Hope you guys enjoyed that submission video. Have fun rejecting it at the next GDQ.